We pay homage to him on this day, and we also never forget that within 6 months of independence, the father of the nation, who had a very, very prominent role in the freedom struggle of India against British imperialism, was shot down in Delhi by Nathuram Godse, who was an activist of the RSS and the Hindu Mahasabha both. He was not alone. As the complete trial of Mahatma Gandhi's assassination showed, there were many co-conspirators, and all of them were connected with the RSS and the Hindu Mahasabha. An organization which is today celebrating its 100th anniversary, centenary. But throughout the freedom struggle, from 1925 to 1947 for RSS, from 1915 to 1947 Hindu Mahasabha, none of them ever took part in the freedom struggle against British imperialism. And those who did not lift a finger for the freedom struggle, after the freedom struggle is over, within 6 months, they kill the father of the nation. We must never forget that the first terrorist in independent India was Nathuram Godse of the RSS and the Hindu Mahasabha. We must also not forget that later on, it was people of the same ideology, Hindutva, who killed Dr. Narendra Dabholkar, Comrade Govind Pansare, Professor M.M. Kalburgi, and a courageous woman journalist, Gauri Lankesh, in Bengaluru. But the list does not stop here. In the last 100 years of its existence, it has been the most murderous organization in the history of India. The communal riots, the lynching, thousands of people have been killed throughout the country. And it is this organization's Pracharak who is today the Prime Minister of India. I want to specially connect the same RSS, and BJP was not there that time, who never fought against British imperialism, is today surrendering to American imperialism, not only on the question of tariff, which is my topic given to me for today, the US tariff war against India, and the role of the BJP central government. That is the topic that has been given to me. And therefore, it is not a surprise that those who never fought against the British are surrendering also before Donald Trump and before American imperialism. This is the important point to be understood. And therefore, all over India, there is a new joke going on. And what is that joke? That joke is Narendra means surrender. Narendra means surrender. Means Narendra Modi is famous for surrendering to all kinds of imperialism, to America, to England, to the European Union, and to many others. Anyone is translating in between? Or I should continue? Continue, okay. Yeah. So, comrade, we are coming to the main topic. All of you know, the USA has slapped 50% tariff on Indian imports to USA. 50. Out of that, 25% is reciprocal tariff and another 25% is because India has been importing cheap oil from 150% tariff on American goods coming into China. Direct. You are putting 150 tariff on our imports in USA. We are imposing 150% similar tariff on American goods coming into China. The USA realized this will be even more difficult for them. And because of that, if you see now, they reduced the tariff on China from 150% to only 10%. Do you realize the difference? When they did similar, then Trump had to go back and make it only 10% for China. This is the situation. Very briefly, what is all this tariff terrorism of Trump about? Very simply, we should understand. Number one is the American imperialism, whatever it talks about strength and all that, economically, it is falling back. It is declining in the world economic structure. China is rising. Many other countries are competing with the United States and very successfully. And that's why, because all these things are happening, this Trump and his tariff terrorism has started from a few months. It is a desperate attempt to stop the decline of the United States of America. Desperate attempt. And to what extent this desperation can go, we saw very recently in Venezuela, where an independent country's independently elected president, Nicolas Maduro, and his wife, Celia Flores, America attacks Venezuela in the night, captures both of them, and takes them by aeroplane to America and puts them in a jail. Unheard of, incredible, unbelievable, that one country can interfere so much in another sovereign country's affairs that you can just take away the president and his wife and go and put them in jail on totally false charges. What is the real reason? Donald Trump is shameless enough to say that we did this because we want to control the oil deposits of Venezuela. And Venezuela has the world's largest deposits of oil. Therefore, America wants control. Its multinational companies want control over Venezuela's oil. Why did they attack Iraq? Why did they kill Saddam Hussein? Why did they attack Libya? Why did they kill Muammar Gaddafi? Because Iraq and Libya also had oil. Please understand. And American companies wanted to capture that oil. All this aggression, worst of it is Venezuela, of course all the others are equally bad, is being done because America is declining and they want to impose their full authority on various countries, want to kill their sovereignty, want to kill their independence, and this is what the USA has been doing. Similarly for tariff, it's not only on India. Highest 50% tariff is only on two countries. One India, second is Brazil. And what is the second reason? Earlier, imperialism had come together to form the World Trade Organization, WTO. And up to now, they were using the WTO to rush through agreements which were against the developing countries like India. WTO was being used as an international forum. Many countries used to be threatened by America. And that is how the WTO used to take up to now steps against the developing countries in favor of the developed imperialist countries up to now. But what happened? Few years ago, the Doha round, what is called WTO, Doha round of negotiations. Some countries in the third world, led by China, they started attacking this kind of a, what you call, I don't know in Andhra, the best word for this is Dadagiri. Have you heard this word anytime? It's a very common word all over India, isn't it? Dada. So, this Dadagiri, many countries started opposing. We will not allow. So, the WTO Doha round failed. Wanted tariffs, etc., etc. Therefore, now all these imperialist countries, what are they doing? They know they cannot get their way through this multilateral negotiation or WTO. So now they have dropped WTO. They said we have got no use for it. And now what have they started? Separate free trade agreements with individual countries. You have seen, India concluded an agreement with the United Kingdom, England, a few months ago. On 27th of January, 3 days ago, India signed an agreement, free trade, with the European Union. And this European Union agreement, if I tell you what they have done, you will understand. I am telling you this. I am telling you this because America is now wanting to sign a free trade agreement with India. And Donald Trump is saying, if a good agreement, that means where for our benefit, America's benefit, if you lose, it doesn't matter. If we get a good agreement with India, then we will lower the tariff. This is the whole game going on. We will lower the tariff provided India agrees to have a free trade agreement with us, which is beneficial to the United States and which is disastrous for India, its farmers, its workers, its small entrepreneurs. Everybody will be finished. Let me just tell you, this agreement with the European Union, what has India agreed? 1 minute. India has agreed in that agreement with European Union, just now signed 3 days ago. They have agreed India will eliminate or drastically reduce tariffs on over 90% of the goods imported from the European Union. 90% of the goods. How much? Automobiles, cars. Tariff up to now was 110%. Now India has agreed to lower it to 40%. Means European automobiles, cars will come India cheaper. If they start coming cheaper, Indian automobile manufacturers will get destroyed, and if they get destroyed, the workers in those companies will also become unemployed. Iron and steel. If you listen, you will go mad. What they have done. Iron and steel. 22% tariff was there for European goods to come into India. Now they have made it 0%. Iron and steel. Then pharmaceuticals, drugs, which is very important. Drugs, they have made it 11%, which was there now, to 0%. India. That means European medicines will come here cheaper. Indian pharmaceutical companies will go into loss. Then, this is very important from farmers' view. Processed foods, 50% to 0%. Processed food. Then, sheep meat, mutton, that has become 33% to 0%. That means meat will also come cheaper. So Indian meat, those who are growing, etc., sheep and all that, they will all be ruined. And wines and spirits, means alcohol. Alcohol has become 150%, it was now, it has become 40%. This is the agreement with the European Union agreed to by India. And have they agreed to reduce the tariff for Indian goods? Nothing. Zero. We are reducing, so their goods come into India at cheaper rates. Our farmers go to hell. Our workers go to hell. Our small entrepreneurs go to hell. And they are prospering at our cost. Same thing with England. They did. And worst thing they are going to do with the free trade agreement with the USA, which is still going on. Talks. This is the situation regarding this whole tariff. And tariff is being used as a threat. If you don't make a good agreement, we will increase the tariff. Can you imagine, from Russia, we were getting cheaper oil than anywhere else. Because we should not take that oil, 25% tariff America has put on India. We should stop taking oil. And Modi has agreed. Modi has agreed. That's why I said, Narendra means surrender. He is not taking oil now. He has stopped buying oil from Russia, who is our friend. Ever since earlier, Soviet Union, of course it was a very good friend of ours. But even today, Russia, although it has become a capitalist country, it is fighting against the United States. Along with China, along with BRICS, of which India is a part. We are stopping oil purchase from Russia, which is cheaper for us just because America is dictating the terms and we are surrendering before it. This is the situation. What do they want most? They want tariff on dairy products to be taken out. Zero. Main thing is that on soya bean, on cotton, they have already done it. Last month, you must all be knowing, those who are aware, 11% tariff was there on cotton. American cotton coming into India, 11% tariff. Again, on this pressure, Narendra Modi cancelled 11%. it has become 0%. Do we not have cotton farmers in Andhra? Very big. Very big. Telangana, very big cotton farmers. Karnataka, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, 14 states, Gujarat, there are cotton farmers. Crores of cotton farmers are there in India. And what is speciality of cotton farmers? Largest number of farmer suicides are among cotton farmers. Am I right or not? Our leader will definitely tell us. Correct, no? Largest number of suicides on cotton farmers. And government is reducing, means cutting down, making zero the import duty on cotton. So American cotton will come in cheap. Our cotton producers will get even less price. Leave aside MSP. Soya bean, same thing is going to happen. Milk products and dairy, if it happens, there are 8 crore families who have cows and buffaloes, who are dairy farmers. 8 crore families in India. What will happen to them? If milk and milk products from America, Europe, New Zealand, Australia, if they flood the market, 8 crore families are going to be finished. But they don't mind. They don't mind. This is not a government of the people of India. That is what we are saying. All India Kisan Sabha is clearly of the opinion. Sayukta Kisan Morcha is clearly of the opinion. When we fought in Delhi for 1 year and 15 days, lakhs of farmers against the 3 farm laws. Pro-corporate, anti-farmer, anti-people. And as a result of that 1 year, 15-day struggle, which, let me say here, was fully supported by the peasantry and the people of Andhra Pradesh also. I remember coming to this very hall at that time, isn't it? Prabhakarji, Krishnayaji, here only we had a big meeting at that time when the Delhi struggle was going on. I remember. And the Andhra peasantry supported this struggle fully. I am very, very happy about this. Now, today, the whole question of MSP will go to the dogs. Cotton farmers will be finished. Soya bean will be finished. Dairy farmers, every other thing they have been doing this. Same thing for workers. That is why this entire government is being run for the corporates, for Mr. Adani, for Mr. Ambani, for Mr. Jindal, and all these crony corporate of this Modi government. And also, it is being run for imperialist interests, for their multinational corporations, not for the Indian people. This is the point that we have to take right to the people of this country, to every gully, to every road, to every village, and to every household. This is the work of the All India Kisan Sabha. And when people are fighting, don't have any doubt about it. You must have seen in Maharashtra just now, last week, 2 big long marches we had. One in Palghar district, one in Nasik district. 50,000 farmers each, led by the All India Kisan Sabha. We had huge march. The BJP government had to surrender even to us, even to the red flag of the All India Kisan Sabha. It had to make an agreement by which they had to agree to all our demands. Just now, on 27th of January. So if there is a struggle, they have to bend. But they will use this entire tactic of religion, of caste, breaking up the unity of the people, Hindu versus Muslim, this caste against that caste. All this is the work of the BJP, no other thing they are doing. And that is also the work of the British at that time, when they had that divide and rule policy about which all of us have read in our school textbooks, in our colleges. Divide and rule. Today they are doing the same thing. And that is why we have to understand the Modi government, its surrender to US imperialism on the tariff question, on the Gaza-Palestine question, not one word of protest by the government, not one word of condemnation. Nicolas Maduro being kidnapped and taken, Venezuelan president, all the BRICS countries, they condemned. China condemned. Russia condemned. Brazil condemned. South Africa condemned. India was the only major country which did not condemn the kidnapping of the president of an independent country. Where have we reached? Where have we reached? And this is what we have to change. Anti-imperialist, the whole thing has come up again, and we'll have to fight against imperialism abroad, against the corporates here, against the big landlords, etc. in the rural areas, and against the political party mainly who is supporting them. Many others are also supporting them. I know in Andhra there was a race among all the parties to support BJP. Am I right? Am I right or not? All of them totally without guts, except the left. Except the left. Except the red flag, every single party, there was a race for getting the gold medal. Who will go with BJP? This is the situation. But if the people rise, I'm sure that the people will achieve victory, and this victory has to be led by the red flag, and anyone who comes with us, honestly, any democratic force that comes with us, any progressive force that comes with us, we will welcome it with open arms. That has to be our approach, but we have to be very clear that we cannot have any truck with the BJP, RSS and its friends. This cannot be allowed. This is a very clear thing, because they are selling out the best interests of the country, the best interests of the people, of the working people, peasantry, working class. For this 12th of February, I'm ending with that. 12th of February, within 12 days, 13 days, we are having an all India strike called by the central trade unions against the repeal of all the labor laws and the imposition of the 4 labor codes, against the electricity amendment bill, which is privatizing electricity and making big tariff hike for all the bills that are coming, electricity bills. We are fighting on 12th February against the scrapping of Manarega and this new Gram G. They are trying to think by which the rural poor and the agricultural workers of India are going to be finished. They are not going to get work at all. We are fighting against the seed bill, which is they are trying to pass. So these are some of the very important points on which all of us have to come together. All of us have to fight together and make a very, very big resistance, which certainly, I have got no doubt in my mind, the people united can never be defeated. That is the slogan that we have to come forward and go ahead. Thank you, comrades, very much. Long live revolution. Inqilab Zindabad.
అశోక్ ధవళ గారికి ధన్యవాదాలు. లక్ష్మణరావు గారు మీరా? ఓకే మిత్రులారా, చాలా సంక్షిప్తంగా చాలా కొద్ది మాటలతోటి అశోక్ ధవళ గారు చెప్పిన ఉపన్యాసాన్ని కృష్ణయ్య గారు మనకు సంక్షిప్తంగా వివరిస్తారు. సంక్షిప్తంగానే.
మిత్రులారా, 3 ముక్కల్లో చెప్పాలంటే